3 children safe this morning. The high-speed chase throughout South Texas that ended with 2 adults arrested.
Plus, no kings, the massive protests across our country and here at home, what demonstrators are calling for.
And a series of water meetings playing out this week. What to expect from our elected leaders as they address our future water needs.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo.
I'm John Thomas Cobos. It is 8 o'clock on this Monday, March 30th. Green Frog, and we hope meteorologist Hope Boland can keep us in check. You were wondering what it was? Hit
it in our prompter there.
Hopping around, looking for that nice rain that maybe is out there somewhere.
Yeah, not in today's forecast, but we're starting to see some isolated rain chances later in the week. Today, though, we're starting off cloudy this morning. We're sitting at 70 degrees out in Corpus Christi this morning. We do have some areas of fog that have developed in places where the relative humidity is higher and the wind speeds are calmer. Right now, the thickest fog is in Alice and Falfurrias this morning. Alice falling down to about a half a mile of visibility and Falfurrias falling down to a quarter mile of visibility. Some light fog as you go to the north as well today. And if you have any plans to drive up to the northeast, there is also some pretty thick fog near Houston this morning. So just make sure you're using some caution out on the roadways. We're looking to warm up into the upper 70s by about 11 a.m. today and then the mid 80s this afternoon. John Thomas, Barbie.
Thank you very much, Hope. We close out this we continue with the safety of 3 children caught in the middle of a high-speed chase through multiple South Texas towns and arrest of adults with them.
That's right. Troopers say 24-year-old Macy Carey refused to pull over in Taft Saturday night because her passenger, Juan Garcia, had an active parole warrant. Carey ended up driving through Gregory and into Portland at speeds topping 125 miles an hour before finally stopping at an apartment complex. Garcia jumped out with a 1-year-old before he was arrested.
Inside the car, stolen rifles were recovered, and both Carey and Garcia face multiple charges, including evading arrest and child endangerment. All 3 children are with family this morning.
The No Kings protests continue to echo across the country, sparking outrage against President Trump and his policies.
Many of our neighbors here at home gathered at Cole Park and along Ocean Drive, voicing their anger.
Our Natalia Suna shows us what they are fighting for and Hope joining together.
From horns honking to chanting, Ocean Drive became the backdrop for a clear message.
Say no to Kings.
The rally bringing out dozens of community members who lined the roadway, including this Lady Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty costume, liberty, not tyranny, which I think is what we're facing right now.
Jeannie Leonard is one of many using creativity to get her point across.
I'm not happy about all of the atrocities that have gone on with the immigration, deporting citizens. I'm not happy with the war of choice in Iran that's costing us billions of dollars.
Those same concerns bridging generations among protesters.
The war in Iran and what happened the last couple of months with the killings of Alex Purdy and Renee Good for no reason at all.
And coming up time and time again.
His war that he started and doesn't know how to finish. And also all the rights for women and the marginalized communities.
Immigration and the war with Iran taking center stage, along with rising costs of living.
I'm retired. I don't have to worry about rent or making a mortgage payment anymore. That's behind me. But for the people who still have to do that, have to pay that, have to go to the store and see increased prices.
Stacey Garrett with Indivisible Coastal Bend is one of the rally's organizers.
America has been king-free since 1776, and we want to keep it that way. Trump has made $1.4 billion personally in his presidency. So while everybody is feeling at the pump and at the grocery store, he's profiting off his presidency.
Natalia Osuna, 3 News.
Thank you, Natalia. Similar scenes played out across our state in Houston. Several protests drew large crowds speaking out on a range of issues from the economy and immigration to concerns over global conflict. Speakers addressed the crowds before marchers took to the streets, holding signs and making their voices heard.
Around the country, this rally here in Minnesota in its capital, St. Paul, was called the National Flagship Event. Crowds want more transparency in the wake of federal agents shooting and killing 2 people there.
To our ongoing water crisis, First Edition is tracking events tomorrow, the first in a series of council workshops concerning our water supply and drought restrictions. This is part of what was covered during the weekly water briefing with the city manager. This initial workshop will give council a chance to address several issues as they plan for the future.
We have about 3 to 4 big ticket items we'll be talking to the City Council about, which will include a reminder of what is in our City Council approved drought management plan. That's the governing document that helps us manage water at all stages. We'll also be talking about curtailment. What does that mean and what are some ranges of curtailment?
The workshop is expected to provide more information and updates for the community. Stay with me News on air and online as we learn more.
A reminder, the city of Corpus Christi is leaning very heavily on CC Polymers for their nearly completed desal plant.
You may recall council approved talks to begin with the plastics manufacturers to tap into the facility along the ship channel. It's currently 90% complete.
And that option has been available to the city for multiple years. And so I'm glad that they are now recognizing that there is 9 to 14 million gallons per day. And that's if the Corpus Christi Polymers plant starts up. Right now, they're in a pause in construction.
Again, that desal facility could produce roughly 10 million gallons of water a day. If approved, the water would add to other projects such as the Harbor Island and Inner Harbor Island desal plants.
To see the complete interview with the port CEO, head on over to our website at KIIITV.com or watch for free on 3 News Plus.
Let's take a look at our combined lake levels this morning. They are the same as they were last Thursday, 8.2%. Stage 3 water restrictions remain and a water emergency is looming.
And a reminder this morning, Nueces and Clayburgh counties have both extended their burn bans. In Nueces County, outdoor burning is prohibited through April 28th. That includes bonfires at the beach, campfires, or almost any outdoor activity with an open flame. In Clayburgh County, the ban has been extended for 90 days. And according to the Texas A&M Forest Service this morning, nearly 7,000 acres of land have burned across the state due to wildfires.
There are new concerns growing over how makeup is marketed to kids this morning. Totally switching gears here. Sephora and Benefit Cosmetics is under investigation as a result.
ABC's Allison Kosick is going to show us how doctors are issuing fresh warnings regarding your little one's skin.
Okay, we're going to try to get that story up for you. But what I can tell you right now is I know this directly affects my granddaughter because she's very big on certain products. And I tell her, honey, you don't need all these little things they're marketing on TikTok and social.
Yes, I think that's exactly what's going on. I know, same, with my daughter. All of a sudden, she's all into skincare. I said, your skin is fine right now. This is the kind of skin we all want.
Go out there, sweat, rub dirt in your face, have fun.
Exactly. But you know what I did appreciate? When I did take her to Sephora to get a couple of things, not for skin, one of the ladies that was there, one of the associates, she was asking about her skincare, and she told her, do not use these products all the time and every day because it's going to mess up your skin.
Yeah, for sure.
So when she heard it from her, it was
it's destroying, the skin that you
the
need
natural oil that these little girls have.
We're going to get that story after this break. You and I could probably talk about this for hours.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what grandpas know about makeup? That's what it does. Yeah. Cracking down on those hunting or fishing illegally.
The new rules are set to go in place next fall. What Parks and Wildlife will be paying close attention to when it comes to licenses. Good morning. Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 8:10. All right, parents, a lot of you are concerned about how makeup is being marketed to kids. Well, Sephora and Benefit Cosmetics is under investigation as a result. And we're going to show you how doctors are issuing fresh warnings regarding your little one's skin.
New questions this morning about the use of makeup and skincare products by preteens and the marketing of those products to children online. Two major companies, Sephora and Benefit Cosmetics, now face an investigation. Regulators are looking into what they claim is a, quote, particularly insidious marketing strategy targeting girls aged 10 or younger.
They see their mothers, older siblings, influencers, and mimicry is developmentally normal at this age. But the difference here is that brands are now marketing directly to them.
Italian regulators who launched the investigation claim the company's products, such as face masks, serums, and anti-aging creams, appeared to be marketed by very young micro-influencers. These regulators claiming these practices are linked to the broader issue of cosmeticorexia, an obsession with skincare among minors. Sephora and Benefit are owned by LVMH, which issued a statement saying it will fully cooperate with the authorities and says it's complied with all Italian regulations. It declined further comment.
Many experts are worried about that appearance obsession, anti-aging messaging trickling down, kids equating these products to self-worth.
The investigation comes amid a growing focus on protecting kids online. A California jury last week found Meta and YouTube liable for harming a young user by designing their platforms to be addictive. A young woman who claimed her addiction to social media led to her body image issues was awarded $6 million. Meta and YouTube are vowing to appeal.
We're not the only ones who have responsibility in this area. Parents have responsibility, schools have responsibility.
Experts say cosmetics for kids are for more than just dress up for play. It's now become a $12 billion global industry. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Travel along any of our South Texas roadways and you will see beautiful vibrant flowers on your road trip. The iconic Texas bluebonnets have returned, which can only mean one thing. Spring is here. However, this year's blooms could look a little different.
A Texas spring staple is making its return, painting fields and roadsides in shades of blue. But this year's bloom isn't quite typical. And while the flowers are a familiar sight, there's one long-standing rumor many Texans still get wrong.
I believe a myth that you're not supposed to pick bluebonnet seeds because it's illegal in Texas, but that is a myth. It's okay to pick them. You're not going to go to jail. So they're beautiful to see.
Weather plays a major role in how and when bluebonnets bloom.
The best time to plant them is between September and December 15th, with October and November being the best time.
Those fall planted seeds stay small through winter before blooming in early spring.
The plants will grow to a small size throughout the winter and then should bloom well for you during March and April months.
Even with a slightly off season, the flowers remain a Texas favorite, rooted in history and tradition. Over at New York, Texas Zipline Adventures, the blooms have been a destination of their own, drawing visitors from across the state.
The previous owner cultivated the bluebonnets, and then we just take care of them every year. One of the really cool things about being up here is we have access to water, unlike the sides of the road, so we can make ours last a little bit longer.
Despite the dry stretch, bluebonnets are continuing their natural cycle, shifting from bloom to seed production.
They spread, their seeds walk is how they work, so they spread really well. There's seed pods on each one. We can see seed pods forming now.
There's even a way to tell when the season is winding down.
Once they are pollinated, the white turns darker. And so they turn more bluey purple.
Even with a shorter season, the message is the same.
It's just a great time for families to get out and enjoy a great season of the bluebonnets in the state flower of Texas.
Experts say bluebonnets should peak from late March through mid-April, so if you want to catch them at their best, now is the time.
First Edition has a note for any hunters and anglers. Starting August 1st, Texas Parks and Wildlife is updating license rules. They are cracking on those who claim to live in our state so they can cash in on cheaper rates. Most Texans can apply for and purchase their license with just a valid driver's license or a personal ID. However, if you are from certain states, you will need a real ID or an extra form or documentation, such as a passport or a birth certificate. Now, the new rules take effect in 2 weeks, 2 weeks before the annual licenses go on sale, which is August 15th. Out of Central Texas, the Hutto Police Department is gaining attention for their new approach to helping in crisis situations. Reporter Kelsey Sanchez shows us how one young pup is training to become the department's first canine, assisting in mental health-related calls.
Don't be fooled by his puppy demeanor and charm. This pup is a paw-fessional.
Good job, buddy.
This is Chase, and he's Hutto's newest and only canine, joining the police department's crisis team.
The training that Chase will get will be pretty extensive, so he'll go through all of his puppy obedience. That's what we're working on currently. And then he will go through the AKC Good Citizen series.
His job will entail helping people in mental health situations.
He's going in when things are a whole lot more chaotic and stressful, and we just want to make sure that he is the calming presence that a lot of people need.
Some of his training includes getting used to chaotic scenarios.
When he's getting these treats, it makes it a positive experience for him, and so he's able to associate the sirens with something positive, and it's not a negative experience.
This training and Chase being part of the police department couldn't have been done without the help from Central Texas Public Safety Commission.
When we heard about Chase and this crisis canine, we knew it was a perfect opportunity to not only support our first responders through mental health, but also expand our partnerships throughout Central Texas, because we want to go outside of Austin because there are first responders everywhere.
Hutto Police hope to get Chase out in the field by next year, but until then, they look forward to introducing this pup to the community.
That's amazing. I love to see that. Looking forward to see him grow.
Yeah.
It's going to be perfect.
Really cute, though. Very cute dog there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I see that you have another animal behind you, the Easter bunny.
Yes, a little bunny. But Barbie, I think we should name it.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
What can we name? Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a boy. I don't know.
Newsy.
Newsy? Okay, Newsy the Easter Bunny. Newsy the Easter Bunny has a look at our forecast this coming weekend. And right now it does look like we may be expecting rain Saturday night into Sunday. So that is your Easter Sunday, and it can affect Easter egg hunts and potentially even some sunrise services. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that, and I'll have more details coming up. But today, no rain in the forecast. Really this morning, we are starting off cloudy here in Corpus Christi. Those clouds likely to break up as we get into the afternoon, becoming more mostly sunny towards the end of the afternoon. We're also going to see temperatures in the mid 80s today. So yes, we're starting off on the warmer side, and we're going to get back above average today. Our average high is 80 degrees. Now we do start to introduce a rain chance going into tomorrow. These really stray to isolated rain chances are going to be possible due to an increase in moisture. Tomorrow, I think those little spotty showers could pop up along the coast. Now on Thursday, we could see a little influx in that rain chance due to some upper level energy coming off from a little trough there that we see to our north. So this upper level energy could cause some rain on Thursday, but our better rain chance is looking to be actually on Saturday into Sunday, so for Easter weekend. And that's as we watch this upper level low form off the west coast and come track through the United States. As it does that, it is going to bring through a front that you can actually see here in the upper levels, but that surface front is going to start moving through Texas on a Saturday. Again, I think by the time it gets here, based on what timing is looking like right now, it's looking to get here maybe Saturday Saturday night and the overnight hours into Sunday morning that we could see some rain with that, potentially even some storms too, but we're going to have to continue to look at forecast consistency on that. But for your weekend forecast, yes, expect some rain showers that night as well as going into Sunday. So start to think about an alternate plan for those Easter egg hunts, maybe a backup plan to move them indoors. But outside of our rain chances this week, we are really going to be above average. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. And yes, that breeze is going to stick around throughout the entire week with gusts around 30 to 35 miles per hour. Barbie?
Thank you, Hope. Okay, we talked about puppies, we talked about bunnies. How about kangaroos? Okay, baby kangaroo is back where it belongs after a surprising escape at a Wisconsin petting zoo. The curious Joey made a break for it, turning a quiet morning into an unexpected chase. ABC's Danny New hops through the happy reunion with its owner.
Okay, he's running deeper.
You are watching thermal drone footage of a runaway baby kangaroo named Chesney, who is thankfully now okay.
Somebody wants to be in the shot right there.
Oh my gosh. Debbie Marland here runs a petting zoo in Necedah, Wisconsin called Sunshine Farm.
Here comes pride in the backstretch.
Where she has two kangaroos named Kenny and Chesney if her Kenny Chesney t-shirt didn't give it away. However, Chesney got away last Wednesday after Debbie says two hunting dogs came onto her property and charged the enclosure.
All of a sudden, I was in the barn and I heard screaming, Stacy screaming, saying there's a kangaroo out.
To protect himself, Chesney apparently scaled an 8-foot fence and then hopped down the road alone.
They are my family, and I need to find Chesney in the worst way.
What followed was a desperate 4-day search for Chesney in the forests of rural Wisconsin, with temperatures at night falling into the teens.
Yep, he's going behind this shed.
During that time, Debbie hired 3 different drone operators and says she walked 35,000 steps each day. With her team of volunteers, there were multiple encounters where Chesney hopped away. However, on Saturday morning, parked at his last seen location,
We were about to get in our cars, and all of a sudden, Stacy said real quietly, "Hey, he's at your car."
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
that's when her friend Stacy, who helps out at Sunshine Farm, was able to finally rescue Chesney. Now, Kenny and Chesney are reunited again, able to enjoy many snacks together in their diapers. However, that might not be the most emotional reunion of the weekend. Chesney, I love you. I love you. He loves Mom.
Oh, he does.
By the way, earlier Saturday morning, before they rescued Chesney, Debbie brought out all of his favorite snacks, favorite toys, and was even blasting Kenny Chesney music in the forest to make him more comfortable. Must have worked a little bit. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Thank you. All right. The travel backlog continues, and later on First Edition, funds going out to TSA workers. Still long lines await if you are traveling by air. We look at the D.C. stalemate still playing out.
Got something you think we should know? If you see news happening, tell 3.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo. It is 8:27.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kellyanne Class. Still tracking a few areas of fog, but conditions are now gradually improving. Now up to a 2-mile visibility in Alice, 5 miles in Sinton. As we go throughout the day today, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures warm up into the 80s and 90s, and we'll have winds today picking up around 25 miles per hour, gusts around 30. Barbie.
Thank you, Kellyanne. A reminder this morning, Nueces and Claybrook counties have both extended their burn bans. In Nueces County, outdoor burning is prohibited through April 28th. That includes bonfires at the beach, campfires, or almost any outdoor activity with an open flame. In Claybrook County, the ban has been extended for 90 days. And according to the Texas A&M Forest Service this morning, nearly 7,000 acres of land have burned across the state due to wildfires. Our combined lake levels this morning are sitting at 8.2%. Stage 3 water restrictions remain, and a water emergency is looming. Remembering them for their service and sacrifice, South Texas Vietnam veterans are being honored along the Bayfront. This weekend's tribute brought together our nation's heroes, their families, and community to Shell Veterans Memorial Park. They were recognized for their service, especially those who never made it home. The event took place under the new Huey helicopter mark in the area, highlighting the crucial role this tool played during the war. Organizers say events such as this ensure service members of all generations are remembered for their sacrifices. The Coastman community continues to mourn the loss of musician Rick Lockhart. For him at the Harley-Davidson on SPAD. Lockhart loved motorcycles, and riders are invited to gather around 4:15 this Thursday for a ride to the Sandbox on the island, honoring his memory and celebrating his passion for music and motorcycles.
The war with Iran entering its second month. 50,000 U.S. troops deployed. A deal to end things could be close.
Plus, the Bob Hope Pier temporary closure. What to know if you head out to the newly reopened structure. The work underway and how it could affect your fishing time.
And honoring our veterans, the newest structure along our Bayfront saluting warriors. The ceremony honoring their sacrifices. First, though, Kellyanne is keeping track of everything outside. It seems kind of gloomy out there right now.
It's getting better.
Okay.
Let me show you this, okay?
Show me.
Ready?
Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh,
Karaoke
Kellyanne
time.
said.
I don't know that one, but I'm just going to let you take it away.
It's the cure.
It truly is. Looking at that and listening to Barbie sing, you can't ask for a better start to our Monday, right? This is a look at our Coastal Parks beach cam. Lots of sunshine, a lot better start, temperature of 72 degrees. Still a little bit of some haze, but for the most part, our coastline not doing too bad, and our visibilities also inland are improving as well. We're right now at 72 in Port A and in Rockport, 70 degrees at Corpus Christi International Airport. We're almost at 70 degrees in Robstown, and in Falfurrias, you are down to 63 degrees. Still, again, a little bit of haze for some of our inland locations. Falfurrias are down to a 3-mile visibility, Alice up to a 4-mile visibility, and those conditions will continue to improve throughout the morning. This afternoon, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the middle 80s to low 90s, winds today at around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Then some changes in the forecast. We'll talk about those changes coming up in a few minutes.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so very much, Kelly. And the war with Iran has officially entered its second month. This morning, more than 50,000 American troops are currently stationed in the Middle East.
ABC's Olivia Rubin shows us how the president is threatening this morning to target desal facilities, but says there could be a deal soon to end the conflict.
Overnight, the first American troops reaching the Middle East, and President Trump still not ruling out a ground invasion in Iran.
I just have lots of alternatives. We have tremendous numbers of ships over there. We don't need them all because of, the power.
Negotiations with Iran underway as the war enters its 5th week. Now, Trump saying there could be a deal soon before tamping down expectations moments later.
I would only say that we're doing extremely well in that negotiation, but you never know with Iran because we negotiate with them and then we always have to blow them up.
Overseas, the first U.S. ground troops arriving, 3,500 sailors and Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, equipped with transport and strike fighter aircraft and amphibious assault capabilities. A second Marine unit expected to arrive in the region in May. And another 1,500 soldiers from the Army's elite 82nd Airborne also preparing to deploy. Those troops trained to parachute behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, dangerous blasts around the region. This video showing the aftermath of an Iranian missile attack at an industrial site in southern Israel. And these videos showing first responders searching through rubble in Tehran. Nearby, several buildings at a university also damaged. Iran now vowing to retaliate for what it says are Israel's strikes on universities, saying all American universities in the region are now fair game. And now Pakistan, which sources tell ABC has been acting as an intermediary between the United States and Iran, announcing that talks are set to happen in the coming days, though neither side confirming. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
The impact of the conflict in the Middle East continues to be felt right here at home at our pumps.
That's right. AAA's fuel gauge shows the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.99, which is up 4 cents from last Monday.
In Corpus Christi, expect to pay $3.44, up 83 cents from last month at this time. And diesel is $4.92, up $1.64 from 1 month ago.
The first paychecks in weeks should be coming for airport security workers. However, that does not mean the long, nightmarish lines for passengers and Homeland Security employees is anywhere near over.
ABC's Olivia Rubin shows us the funding standoff in Congress dragging on and why ICE agents may still be in place at airports across the country.
This morning, President Trump is promising TSA workers will get paid indefinitely, even as the Homeland Security Department remains shut down.
We're going to pay them for as long as we have to.
They've gone more than a month without pay, prompting a record number to call out or quit, leading to those long airport security lines. Lines so long, some travelers hired people to take their place and wait for them.
The sooner they get paid, I'm sure that'll help all of us get through these lines quick.
Overnight, the American Federation of Government Employees confirming TSA workers are beginning to see their back pay processed for payment.
Not only do they need to get back paid, but everybody needs like a $10,000 bonus because they have to put their lives back together. The mental strain of going to work and and not getting paid for 3 out of the last 5 months is just unbelievable.
But other Homeland Security workers, from the Coast Guard to cybersecurity workers, are still not getting paid. Congress, before leaving on its spring recess, failing to reach a deal on funding the department as Democrats demand changes to immigration enforcement.
I think the Senate is playing it too soft. The Republicans are wonderful people, but we're dealing with very sick individuals. The Democrats are sick. There's something wrong. They're like terrorists.
Borders are, Tom Homan says, because of the war in Iran, funding the agency is even more critical.
We got to keep the airport safe. We got to keep the American people, going through those lines.
Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
The Coastal Bend community continues to mourn the loss of blues musician Rich Lockhart. We do want to remind you a benefit will be taking place for him over at the Harley-Davidson business on SPID. Lockhart loved motorcycles. Riders are invited to gather around 4:15 Thursday for a ride to the Sandbox. It's out on the island, honoring his memory and celebrating his passion for music and motorcycles.
Tomorrow, expect construction work on the new restaurant space at Bob Hall Pier. Crews will be using a crane to help set concrete panels on the site where the restaurant will stand. Please note, work begins at 7 through 10 in the morning. During that time, the pier will be closed as a safety precaution, and there will be no entrance or exit during that time. Any anglers on the pier before the 7 a.m. start time might get stuck until work is done. Be sure to plan accordingly.
South Texas Hispanic women are waking up this morning with a better awareness about their heart health.
This group of women gathered for Vestido Rojo over the weekend in partnership with the American Heart Association. Activities included blood pressure checks, CPR demonstrations, and presentations on healthy eating and mental well-being.
Participants also heard from experts about heart disease and the importance of prevention.
The American Heart Association is making a great impact within the Coastal Bend. We are wanting to make sure that our community is a safer place in the event of a cardiac arrest, as well as making sure that we are a healthier community. So events like these, we come together and we're able to educate and build awareness about heart disease within the Coastal Bend.
The day served as a reminder that knowledge and prevention saves lives, and I was honored to MC it again. And the event is free every year. That's a lot of information. Yes, free 99, Don Thomas. Talk about a celebration of music, culture, and community. The 6th Annual Mariachi Festival is set to bring it to the Island University. Mark your calendar for April 8th through the 12th. Organizers say this event continues to grow over the years, featuring South Texas talent and even faraway groups of mariachi. Expect 5 days of live entertainment, tradition, and talent.
We're going to kick it off with a performance by our own mariachi, Mariachi de la Isla, as well as a Ballet Folklorico performance by Ballet Folklorico Villa Mexico. The next day, we have Mariachi Aslan, the UTRGV.
Yes.
We're also going to have a discussion with their director, Dr. Dalia Guerra, because, mariachis don't just happen. The director has a very important role.
First Edition even plans to host a live sneak peek performance in the coming weeks. Stay tuned for that and for John Thomas's Grito.
Oh, I get to blow out the microphones. The guys in the back love that. Here's somebody singing it up. Take a listen. Music to our ears. A Coastal Bend College student right there taking center stage in Vegas this weekend. Gideon Perkins says every time he competes, he learns so much about music and himself. And even though he did not place in the top 3, he left a big impact performing for world-renowned judges and connecting with fans he had never met before. He certainly made an impression in our hearts. Perkins says he's thankful for all of South Texas and its support, helping him reach his big goal and making it possible. Kids are making memories that'll last a lifetime thanks to an ice cream social serving up more than just dessert.
Nate's Next Kid Up hosted an ice cream social with unlimited toppings and an Easter egg hunt. His goal to raise money for kids in foster care and families in need.
That's right. Nate also wanted to make sure to raise enough money to take those kids to the Alamo. That's right. He wants them to learn about the history of that facility while making lasting memories.
That we always want to give them a core memory, a new adventure, and also a experience.
The nonprofit will be hosting a free outdoor movie night on Friday, bringing together people while supporting his foster care mission.
The call is out.
It certainly is. the annual Coastal Bend tradition seeking volunteers and performers. We're going to show you how you can get involved with the Easter Passion Play.
Give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
You know how much this is worth right now?
I don't know. How much is it worth?
It's probably worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Why is that?
Because there's some great heist. We want to know who took the chocolate bars.
You know, First Edition is keeping a close eye on a major chocolate heist days before Easter. Dun, dun, dun.
You can smell the chocolate permeating throughout this
Through
plastic
the wrapper?
Wrapper.
That's a good nose you got there.
That
I don't smell anything.
So if I were like an Avenger or a superhero, that would be an X-Men, that would be my thing. ABC Sophie Flay has the details on the truck loaded with these bars right here that vanished.
I think he took them.
This morning, thieves breaking off a piece of 12 tons of Kit Kat bars.
It's a Kit Kat caper. 12 tons, or 413,793 of Nestle's Kit Kat chocolate brand bars were stolen.
A truck loaded with the chocolate bars went missing somewhere between the Nestle plant in Italy and Poland. Nestle not saying how the truck was stolen. The theft could lead to shortages just days before Easter. But there's a bigger problem. Nestle saying, whilst we appreciate the criminal's exceptional taste, the fact remains that cargo theft is an escalating issue for businesses of all sizes, with more sophisticated schemes being deployed on a regular basis. Cargo thefts abroad and here at home are skyrocketing. Food products are increasingly the target. Criminals in New England recently made off with $400,000 in seafood, from crabs to lobster. Why food? It's harder to track compared to items like electronics.
TVs, things like that have serial numbers. Again, those are targeted as well, but a little bit easier to track. Obviously, a lobster doesn't have a QR code on it to track it down.
And experts say with shipping logistics now so heavily reliant on technology, thieves are exploiting GPS and computer systems to reroute trucks to fake warehouses. Officials say the notorious Sinaloa drug cartel has targeted cargo trains in the U.S. 6 men were arrested this month in connection with a train robbery in Arizona, where $300,000 in Nike sneakers were stolen. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Oh, yeah.
Pope Leo opened his first Holy Week as pontiff with tens of thousands at the Vatican.
I wonder if they know where the Kit Kats are. Yesterday was Palm Sunday, marking Jesus' entrance into Jerusalem in the time leading up to his crucifixion.
The day is followed by Good Friday and Easter this coming Sunday.
Holy Week is being felt closer to home, where a beloved Easter tradition is returning.
Yes, it is. However, organizers need your help once again to bring it to life. The annual Easter Sunrise Passion Play at Cole Park is in its 80-plus year run. Tells the story of Jesus through an outdoor performance.
It's a unique, one-of-a-kind performance, too. Volunteers are being called to take on roles such as guards, shepherds, and members of the crowd. And get this, no experience is required.
It's incredible. I've been doing this since I was in high school, and to see how lives are changed, literally every year, you know, and to be a part of it and to become part of this family that we have, just, it's incredible to see the story of Jesus Christ and what he did for us played out in this park and with the most beautiful soundtrack.
Events begin on a Good Friday with a walk along Ocean Drive, followed by rehearsals Saturday and the sunrise performance on Sunday. I love that.
Yes, good stuff there.
Another thing I love is a beach.
Who doesn't love?
I know. Let's see what it's
La Playa.
Very good. Very inviting. It would be only First Edition on the beach right now if we were to go.
It would be our La Playa.
It would be La Playa.
La Playa.
Nada más para nosotros. Para siempre. Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 8:49. A Texas man who once thought he would not live to see Christmas is getting the chance to say thank you.
Reporter April Perdnet shows us the emotional reunion of two families sharing how one donation continues to live on.
Gracias.
A moment
Gracias.
that neither one of them will forget. It's God that makes these things possible. Magdaleno Jaquez, who is known by his family as Junior, meets for the first time the family of his organ donor.
And then today is kind of surreal, you know, kind of came full circle.
In 2023, Junior was told he had only a few months to live without a liver transplant.
I didn't really know that I was knocking on death's door, that they told my wife that I wouldn't make Christmas if we didn't get a transplant.
He couldn't sleep, eat, or walk for months. His wife stood right by him.
She never left my side.
But sometimes words just aren't enough to recall a hard season for him and his family.
I was tired of being sick. You know, you just get so sick.
Then came a life-saving donation where a liver became available.
Oh, I cried like a baby. They came and told us, and I went into surgery that evening. And I'm here today.
His organ donor, Armando Olivan, died at 47 years old after being thrown from a horse. That same year, Junior got severely sick. He left behind his wife, his 4 kids, and his grandson.
He is not dead. He lives and will always live in our hearts and in the hearts of those who have received a part of him through the work and mercy of God.
Even the eldest daughter, Nayeli Olivan, shares her gratitude to see Junior alive and healthy with what her dad gave to him.
I was excited to see him and get to know more about him and his story. And so, I kind of just felt like an immense reconnecting with my dad in a way.
April Piedmont, KOTV 7 News.
Okay, nice little lovely story there.
Yeah.
Times can be tough, but you find the joy where you can.
Absolutely.
And we find the joy here when the sun comes out to play.
Love it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, good transition.
Yeah, I like that transition.
And a little bit of joy when I get to talk about something other than heat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And wind.
Ooh, I see some rain.
I know.
I see some
like
water.
that graphic.
You know,
I
this
see
morning,
some
putting
water.
it together, putting the forecast together,
You didn't want to jinx yourself?
I didn't want to. I did go a little bit lower on the rain scales, but there looks like there may be some consistency in the forecast of some isolated showers over the next couple of days. And when we get consistency in the data, that builds our confidence. So good news is there's some rain in the forecast, but it's going to be very tiny chances of rainfall, at least for this week. There's a couple of things happening. So right now we're in what we call a zonal flow, which means the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere go from west to east. That doesn't allow for any storm systems to come through. Typically, it keeps us at average. However, over the next couple of days, ahead of our next trough of low pressure, our temperatures are going to warm because we'll get a minor ridge of high pressure building, so temperatures will be above average. And then there's this tiny area of low pressure that sweeps the plains and the Midwest. That's actually going to bring in a very weak front on Thursday. So that's why our rain chances are slightly higher for Thursday. And then Friday night into Saturday, there's another low that develops off the Rockies that sweeps across the Midwest. And that low is strong enough to pull in a cold front into the coastal bend Saturday night into Sunday. And this is where we expect the higher rain chances. Saturday night into Sunday, that cold front arrives, and this will help to bring in more rainfall to our forecast. Now, the exact timing, how heavy, how much, how widespread the rainfall will be, all of those details still need to be fine-tuned. But in the next 7 days, we do think the highest rainfall totals will be in central Texas, North Texas, up to Oklahoma. Here in the coastal bend, we could see some pockets of 1 inch of precipitation or higher. This is going to change as we get better data on in. If we know this cold front is going to be a strong cold front, that may actually lead to some thunderstorms, which would lead to higher rain accumulation. So what you need to know Saturday night into Sunday is what we're watching. Details of everything still need to be fine-tuned, but we are expecting some rainfall for Easter Sunday. On Saturday, we'll watch the rain chances. It's just a 20% coverage of rainfall. And for Good Friday, it's going to be warm, windy with an isolated rain chance. For tomorrow, we're still going to be hot, and today as well. Another thing we're watching for tomorrow is a few isolated showers. This is going to be mainly along our coastline, but then as we go throughout the day tomorrow afternoon, otherwise we'll just have mostly cloudy conditions. So let's talk about your 7-day forecast. There's a lot happening in this forecast. Mostly cloudy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with a few isolated showers. Same thing on Friday, and then we'll watch those rain chances as we go towards Easter weekend. We'll be right back.
South Texas, good morning to you. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm John Thomas Cobos.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kelly Ann Class. We have a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, and it's going to be hot. Our high temperatures today reach the 80s and 90s. Winds could gust as high as about 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 87 degrees, an isolated rain chance. Even warmer on Wednesday with an isolated shower as well. GTK.
Forward to it. Thank you so very much, Kelly. And expect construction work on the new restaurant space over Bob Hall Pier this week. That's right. Tomorrow, crews will be out there using a crane to help set concrete panels on that site where the restaurant will stand. But take note of this. Work begins at 7 in the morning. It runs to 10 in the morning. During that time, the pier will be closed just for safety reasons. There will be no entrance or exit during that time. So if you're out there fishing during that, you're going to be stuck until that work's done. So be sure to plan accordingly. And we do have a note for any hunters or anglers out there. Starting August 1st, Texas Parks and Wildlife is updating their license rules. They're cracking down on those who claim to live in our state so they can cash in on cheaper rates. Most Texans can already apply for and purchase those licenses with just the valid driver's license issued by our state or personal ID. However, if you're from other states, certain states, you'll need a real ID or an extra form of documentation, such as a passport or birth certificate. The new rules take effect in 2 weeks before the annual licenses go on sale, which is August 15th. The impact of the conflict over in the Middle East continues to be felt right here at home at our pumps. AAA is showing the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded, it's $3.99. That's up 4 cents from last Monday. But here in Corpus Christi, it's $3.44, up 83 cents from last month at this time. Diesel, $4.92, up $1.64 from a month ago. We continue to track those gas prices. If you are tuning into First Edition, we'll let you know every morning what you can expect when you need to fuel up. For more information on that, our website, KAATV.com, and choose to make it a great day. I'm telling you,
that's our Monday.
We go on eBay and we can sell these for really high
gas
prices.
money.
I don't know. That's
right?
True.
I've heard of shrinkflation, but then there's theftflation too. So the millions of dollars of Kit Kats stolen in Italy, not a good thing. I have to return these because I stole them from the little marketplace.
Well, I'm glad you were honest.
I was.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything on air, but I was going to talk to you privately.
Okay.
After the newscast.
HR.
Yes. No, just you and I need to talk personally.
We need to test them to make sure they're the real thing.
You need to take them back if they're not paid for. You need to put them back.
Okay.
You need to say, I'm sorry to the man that brings them.
I have nothing to do with any of this.
Yes, I do not know them. I just met them.
Yes. Hot today. Temperatures in the mid-80s. A few isolated showers tomorrow through about Saturday, and keeping an eye on Sunday. Of course, we'll have the latest updates later on tonight with the new data, as well as tomorrow morning right here.
I was going to say, I can't wait till tomorrow morning because then we'll get a closer feel, a closer vibe.
It's like Christmas morning. What's going to happen? What are we going
to get?
Yeah, I love looking at that.
What gifts are we going to get to unwrap?
Yes.
In the weather department. Guys, that's going to do it for us. We love y'all. Thank you for watching. Choose to make it a great day.
He had my purse. I said, I know that
South Texas, good day to you. This is your midday update. I'm John Thomas Cobos, and to our ongoing water crisis, we are tracking events tomorrow, the first in a series of council workshops concerning our water supply and drought restrictions. It's all part of what was covered during the weekly water briefing last Friday with the city manager. This initial workshop will give council a chance to address several issues as they plan for our future water needs. And a reminder, the city of Corpus Christi is leaning very heavily on CC Polymers for their nearly completed desal plant. You may recall council approved talks to begin with the plastics manufacturer to tap into that facility along the ship channel. It's currently 90% complete. And with that, our combined lake levels today are sitting where they were last week at 8.2%. Stage 3 water restrictions remain, and a water emergency is looming. For more on that, just visit our website at KIITV.com. Be sure to download our app to your smartphone. It's free to use, free to stream. You can even customize push notifications. That's going to do it for us. Until we see you again, choose to make it a great day. South Texas, I'm John Thomas Cobos. Good day to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Expect construction work on the new restaurant space over at the Bob Hall Pier. Tomorrow, crews will be using a crane to help set concrete panels on that site where the restaurant will stand. But you got to take note, work begins at 7 in the morning and runs through 10 in the morning, so 3 hours. During that time, though, the pier will be closed as a safety precaution, which means there'll be no exit or entrance at that time. So if you are on the pier fishing, you could get stuck until that work is done, so be sure to plan accordingly. And we do have a note for our hunters and anglers out there. Starting August 1st, Texas Parks and Wildlife will be updating their licensing rules. They're cracking down on those who claim to live in our state so they can cash in on cheaper rates. Most Texans currently apply for and purchase their license with just a valid driver's license or personal ID. However, if you are from certain states, you will need a real ID or an extra form of documentation, such as a passport or birth certificate. The new rules take effect 2 weeks before the annual licenses go on sale. That is August 15th. The impact of the conflict in the Middle East continues to be felt right here at home at our pumps. AAA's fuel gauge is showing the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded today is $3.99. That's up 4 cents from last Monday. In Corpus Christi, expect to pay $3.44, which is up 83 cents from last month at this time, at the start of the war. Diesel is $4.92 today. That's up $1.64 from a month ago. The Coastal Bend community continues to mourn the loss of blues musician Rich Lockhart. So with that, we want to remind you of benefits taking place for him over at the Harley-Davidson off of SPID. That's on Thursday. Lockhart loved motorcycles. Riders, you are invited to gather at 4:15 this Thursday for a ride to the Sandbox on the island, honoring his memory and celebrating his passion for music and motorcycles. For more on that, our website, KIITV.com.